All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. This is Mr. Squirrel. As always, glad to have you here. So let's talk about Dr. Fate and why he is one of the better characters on the Sacrifice Team Synergy. And overall, I think he's great. Right now, this video is a rank 8 badge 10 video on Fate. Let's first talk about what does Fate do. So Fate has a ultimate that's kind of a really interestingly structured ultimate. Like unlike Hal Jordan, who the planes will hit random targets, Fates will hit everyone. But it distributes this 550% damage over everybody. So if the fewer characters there are, the more it will distribute. So for instance, right now he's sitting at, we'll use the rank 10 version because maybe the map, we'll just use it right now, the 550, right? So if there's 5 characters, 550 divided by 5, so each character takes 110% damage, right? But if there's 2, then they're taking like 275. See, so then it's just, you take the number of characters are, and then if there's 1, they're taking the full 550%. So it does a lot of damage the fewer the characters there are. Now, in the process of doing that, it also sacrifices 10% of other allies' current HP. So he will sack off the 10%. On a sacrifice team, very good. That actually is very helpful, especially if you're running Aquaman, because nothing will essentially happen if you're running Aquaman. It just does damage. And on Pandora's team at rank 10, this actually acts as a debuff to Cleanser. So it's kind of funny in the way that that operates. His basic does three separate damages. It will hit 3 times, first going 30, 30, 60. And then what's one of the nice thing is that at the beginning, once you get it to rank 2, it'll get strong attack and then do the damage. That's a really, really important thing, is that he can, like, especially if you have, like, if you're running him with Lex Luthor and he's the highest attacker, he can be getting a ton of strong attack, which is really, really great. And then especially with Constant, he's getting tons of strong attack already. He's getting strong attack again. And then with Aquaman, this man is constantly sitting at like 3 to 4 stacks all the time. Which, remember, for his next part here, there's 2 parts that I really want to go over. Is attacks the enemy. So he essentially has his auto attack is just attacks the enemy with the lowest proportion of HP, and just does a big attack, like a single target attack, and gets lifesteal. So he has ways to heal himself back up. Now, this is where he gets kind of nutty, is that for each ally with a proportion HP lower than 60% in battle, increases own attack by 9%. It goes up to 12%. And then if they're below 25% HP, then he actually gets doubles that. So it'll actually be a 24% attack boost. You want to run this man with insane amounts of attack power. And that's because of this ability right here, Nabu's Blessing. When someone casts their ult below 60% HP, he will give them a shield that's equal to 100% of his attack for 2 turns. So that shield can get very large depending on how much attack you're running on him. Now, for me personally, I'm actually just going to run this dude with pure attack. I'm still worried. This shows 4 crit right now. It's because I don't have a lot of good attack pieces. Bear with me. And I'm moving pieces and builds around a little bit as I'm playing with this team. This is actually going to be the way I'm going to build him in the future, is actually going to be 2 attack, 4 HP. Now you're like, why not 4 attack, 2 HP? I want the 4 HP because he needs a little bit more tankiness. For this video, it's just going to be like what pieces I had, and then we're going to run him on it. And then I like, because he's going to run so much attack and no crit, I like one specific thing. I love the Lasso of Truth on him. And I have him go a little bit more mid into the fight, because that way, potentially he's got some of his attack boosts up, and this sucker just hits like a truck when it like comes out, to the point where it can like outright end some characters. And it's a little nutty. And that's why I love having the lasso on him as opposed to the crystal, because the crystal I'm running on Constantine because I have him ulting more because he does AoE damage. You can swap it around and make him your main damage dealer. If I was able to get more stars on him, when I rank him up more, I might switch this full build around and make him more of like the main damage dealer. But I really like Constantine, as the idea of Constantine being the main damage dealer and him being more of like an offensive support unit that is just doing tons of damage, but then has this brutal shield that can come into play. I like it like that. That's kind of how I like him being, but we'll see. I'm still kind of working out his build. And then also the last thing I want to go over is his badge. His badge is very, very good. In the sense that it boosts Nabu's blessing. And at badge 30, this thing becomes nuts because whenever it's triggered, he gets 10% damage amplification up to 50. So he can hit like a truck as the fight progressively goes on. At badge 30, as the fight progresses towards the end of the fight, this dude is going to be doing ridiculous levels of damage. Currently, it just gives it increases the shield by 30%. So there's that. We're going to run an elite arena today, and I want to kind of show how he operates all over the place. Well, I can't do it all over the place, but I want to show how he operates in general and kind of demonstrate what his abilities are doing. Elite Arena is just a great place where I can get like even level fights because I'm generally where I'm at. I'll find characters relatively similar in at that point, and we can kind of run through what he's doing in any given moment. All right, so let's go over to the Elite Arena. All right, so let's see what happens here. I'm actually generally pretty curious to see how my team does. I lost the first fight, so we're gonna see if I can actually win this second fight. Now this second team here, so we're looking at. So you see he's already getting strong attack he got it from Aquaman. As we continue this fight, he will get more and more strong attack. So he got the second one. Now he's at the third one because of Constantine and his own basic attack. So he's getting a lot of damage. It's kind of nutty how much strong attack he's always sitting at. So his general attack power is very, very high. So okay, great. He just healed himself. That didn't do a lot. That's great. Oh, good. And that's the healing. No, he put the heal on himself. Interesting. Okay. Okay, now comes out his ult. That was an auto crit. So you can see it actually did quite a bit of damage there. That shelter buff is very nice. Did we just... Oh, good. I just procced that. Perfect. Okay. Now, mind you, again, you're looking at these debuffs. He's having a very hard time. This team has a very difficult time keeping debuffs on my team just because of how my team kind of operates. Okay, perfect. Yeah, look at that. We're all back to almost full health again. This team is so it's so heal driven. Okay, now that's great right there. Now look at Fate. Now you're seeing Fate because what he's doing is now he's got those 2 procs. Okay, now this is going to do a lot. See, look at that. Look at that. Look at that damage. Once you're reducing down there, and he's sitting with, so much strong attack on this team. I'm going up against one of my guild mates, or league mates, Alexandrel. So we're going to look at this fight. So I wanted to pick this fight because there's a lot of debuffs, and I really can't emphasize enough. One of the beautiful things about Dr. Fate in this team. So you see how he just got the weekend. That weekend actually came from what's his name? I think that weekend actually came from Constantine because he gives weekend when he had auto attacks to the character with the lowest attack, which is a little weird that he has the lowest attack on my team, but I guess he does right now because he also has the lowest rank. Maybe, I don't know. It's a little weird. But one of the things that doesn't matter is that when they're sacrificing, we're not keeping these debuffs, and then when Fate ults, he's sacrificing everybody's HP. So it's like this massive like cleanse on top of doing tons of damage. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it. It's like he's doing so much. Look how much debuffs this team has. Alexandra, your team has an insane amount of debuffs, by the way, buddy. Okay, now watch this. Look how many debuffs just got, look how many stacks of debuffs just got removed because of what my team was able, because of how this team synergy operates at rank 10. And then the healing, this team is very challenging to keep up with in the sense like if you cannot get the team down, it will just out heal back through everything you're trying to do, and does have that like last ditch effort of the 12% shield from Pandora's team synergy. Overall, I think this is probably, it's a phenomenal, God, that does so much damage. Okay, yeah, and there he goes. He does a ton of damage, and look how much strong he's sitting at 5 stacks. It's 5 times 8, which is 40. So he's currently 40% increased attack power. 40%. That's insane levels of support and insane levels of attack damage. Because what's happening also is as he's getting higher attack damage, those shields that he's going to give out when people ult is going to be enormous. Okay, so we're going up against like a, I think this is a Batman team. Now, I did notice that what's his name does not have Mara on this team. So, but there is a lot of debuffs with Raven. So again, I like throwing this team against debuff based teams just because Fate's sitting here. He's going to be able to, God, nice healing there, by the way. Fate's going to be sitting here. He can help with just doing a ton of debuff removal on the enemy team. Debuffs really don't stick on this team for too long. It overall is really nice. Boom. Okay. And he's got, yeah, there's that. Okay, that's his enhanced attack that you see where he's going like this. That's the enhanced attack where he's getting lifesteal. So there's even some survivability for him right now, which is overall really nice. Oh, I'm wasting a lot of ult here then. Okay, well, not wasting them, but a lot of damage was not dealt because of that invulnerability. See, man, Aquaman is just such a pain. Such a pain of a character to deal with. Okay, perfect. And then we get the shelter buff on Arse. Okay, great. Where's this going? Where's this going? Okay, great. That's a lot of single target. We're good. Now, again, I do have to wait for the revive. Okay, that's shelter again. That's reduced damage. Totally fine. Man, his team is very tanky. I get why you're running this team, dude. Okay, now we're gonna get this. This will do some more some ace AoE. Ooh, we're starting to get. Yeah, look at those. See, this is the strong attack on the sacrifice team is nutty. So much damage. That's good tanking considering that was type disadvantage, and Aquaman just kind of. Oh. See all that attack power increase because of people going below 60%. Like guys, his enhanced can I've seen it almost one shot a Nightwing. His enhanced attack is brutal. Now he's got it, so I got to be careful here. Okay, it's gone again. Perfect. Okay, we're good. We're good. We got this one in the bag. But Fate, look at that. 5 strong attacks. He was at 6 at that one point. He would have had 6 on that turn. That's 6 times 8. 48%, almost 50% increase attack damage. The second I get more attack percentage pieces, I'm putting them on Fate. Just to watch that man just curb stomp through stuff. See, look how annoying. Now that I'm fighting this team, look how annoying Aquaman is. It's so annoying. Okay, I think this is it. I think we've got him here. Nope, still not enough. Oh my god. This team, man. His team is annoying. We're at 8 rounds. We still haven't, nobody's killed anybody yet. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're done now. Yeah, this is it. This is game. Well done, my guy. It's a very frustrating team to go up against. It's so tanky. And a lot of that has to do with Aquaman. Look at this. There he is. God, the darn thing again. Oh, no. Oh, but I mean, if we look at Fate, look at Fate. 5 stacks of strong. He's consistently sitting at 5. Like, man is always, on this team, he is always at 40% increased attack damage. So you put some attack damage percentage up on his 2 base stats, or his 2 base, like his comms piece and his accessory piece. This man, and then this is why I love the lasso on him. I love the lasso so much because the thing is I'm gonna build him pure attack damage because I want those shields to be huge. I want to kind of continue to reinforce. Like I don't really need him critting, because he's gonna have so much attack. Because look, again, let's let him go in his next turn. I want to show how much attack damage he's gonna have, how much strong attack stacks he's going to have on this team. So look, he's already at 3, and he'll just keep building these up. This is where this team, again, I want to reinforce this point. This team gets very, very strong very quickly, because it's carrying around so much strong attack through Aquaman, through Constantine, and then Fate's basics, that Fate is always sitting with a ton of strong attack. So I'm going to build more attack power on him. Now, could you go him full crit? Totally. And then like have a crit piece plus an attack power piece, and then he's just going to be doing a lot of attacks, a lot of crits all the time. You could. I'm considering more Constantine to be the main because he's just going to be easier to rank up. I don't have a high rank Fate. I would need to use um, my 8th metals, right? Oh, this is going to hurt. Yes, that's amazing. Now we're going to get this. So I think we can do some. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we just burned through. We're both burning through each other's invulnerabilities. He's all 4 invulnerabilities. Oh, see, this is good. This is so good what just happened here. Because there's so much invulnerability up that this is going to do nothing. Can't do squat. Oh, that's so much wasted damage. Sucker. Okay. This team is like invulnerability central. Oh. Okay. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Wow. And look at Fate again. He's sitting at 3 stacks right now. Man is consistently sitting at very high levels of strong attack. And then again, I can't reiterate enough how much attack damage this guy is sitting at. Almost point where he doesn't need a crit. And his shields are going to be nutty because of this. This is why I want to run so much attack damage, because I'm considering him almost like a pseudo support. Would crit work on him? Oh, heck yeah. You can run with the crystal and then the Chaos Crystal. I like that Chaos Crystal, though, on Constantine, and then running more crit on Constantine, because Constantine is also getting a ton of crit damage in his badge. And for me, there's something really important with that. I want him critting all the time. I just want him critting left and right. And Fate, on the other hand, we're going to go through his badge in a moment, and it's going to kind of help you kind of understand why I'm building Fate the way that I'm building him, is more of like a pseudo support, especially since I cannot get more. It's going to be very hard to get ranks on him. I'm going to have to just invest my 8th metals. Okay, so I want to highlight something about Fate. Now, do you notice what he's not getting? There's no crit damage bonus in his badge. He gets damage amp and lifesteal. For me, Fate is more of, I want him to survive as much as possible so that he can give out shields to everybody else when they ult. And also as a closer, I want him to build up as a fight goes on and then release a devastating ult at the very end of a fight that's just auto crits and pretty much just closes the whole fight out. I actually even think in the way I have him built right now, again, it will be much more devastating as the fight goes on. I am personally thinking about actually pushing him as the 4th ult, because I almost want someone to be dead by that point. I don't know. I'm still working around it. I'm still figuring it out. Overall, I think Fate is a phenomenal character, especially in the sacrifice team. His ult turns into this like team-wide cleanse, or it takes a ton of cleanses off everybody, or it takes a ton of stacks of debuffs off everybody. He's doing insane levels of damage, especially with his enhance. As the fight goes on, your character loses like HP, because we're going to come back to this point right here. For each ally with a proportion of HP lower than 60% during battle, increase own attack by 9%. So he's really, as your team, like when they lose HP and they're sitting on the one thing I love with Fate and Aquaman is there's this like 60% mechanic where you really kind of are kind of hovering between above 60, below 60. And it's really kind of cool in the way that these two kind of interact with each other. And especially with when you look at Aquaman, Fate, and Constantine together, there is so much strong attack on this team, and especially on him, that his attack power almost doesn't even need a crit. It just, you need him to just hit. And it's almost like it is critting because of how much attack power he will have just naturally sitting there without really doing a whole lot. So general build, I think I'm just going to go with 4 HP, 2 attack, and then just let him curb stomp everything with the amount of attack. And then 2 8 attack percentage based pieces sitting in the comms and accessory pieces, and then just letting him go to town on the enemy team. I think overall that's kind of the build I'm sitting with right now. And I think I'm going to get these crit pieces off, move them to someone else, and then mostly have crit mostly done with Constantine. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking about going. All right, folks, I hope this helps. And as always, remember, failing is just your first attempt at learning.